What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and it looks like everyone kind of hates Jimmy Kimmel, and I'm a big fan of it. I'm no fan of Logan Paul. I couldn't care less about what he does. He apparently is the decent Paul brother. I don't know. That type of content, the content he creates, is not for me. I also know he is very politically active. And he seems like he's turned his life around and done some good things. But Jimmy Kimmel decided to take a shot at him, and Logan is not happy. Jimmy Kimmel takes a jab at Logan Paul on his show, calling him, quote, the worst. This is back on, if we look, September 11th. Talk show host Jimmy Kimmel is taking a jab at Logan Paul in the new episode of his show, comparing him to Donald Trump and calling him the very worst people in the world. There's one thing that YouTuber Logan Paul is known for these days. It's boxing alongside younger brother Jake. The influencer has been making his presence known in the sporting world, fighting huge names like Floyd Mayweather, in my opinion, in scripted fights. But that if people want to keep paying $50 to watch a predetermined outcome, that's fine. Wrestling is a thing that I would rather watch if that were the case, but that's neither here nor there. However, prior to getting involved with boxing, the oldest Paul brother had, of course, his forest situation. But that was a million years ago, in internet years anyway. On his show on September 10th, host Kimmel was discussing the fact that former U.S. President Donald Trump would be doing a live commentary of the fight between Evander Holyfield and Victor Belfort. Kimmel reported that Trump had been bragging that he's going to make an obscene amount of money from the event. The host went on to say, who would pay to listen to Trump BS his way through a boxing match? Holyfield will end up biting his own ears off in this one between Logan Paul and Donald Trump. Boxing as once again the top source of income for the very worst people in the whole world. While some found the joke funny, others wondered about the show's demographic, saying, I don't think the majority of his audience even knows who Logan Paul is. Well, here it is. Logan Paul slams Jimmy Kimmel for lame Donald Trump joke. F you. I'm a big fan of this. Rivalry, since ideally both of them. If I had to pick a side, unfortunately, I'd have to side with Logan here. It's weird how TDS still is like Trump hasn't been president in 8 months or whatever. And every single day, he's still trending on Twitter. Every single night, people like Jimmy Kimmel have to talk about him. You know why that is? It's because they don't have any other jokes. Their entire staff is full of Orange Man bad weirdos who think they're comedians, but they're not actually comedians. Like, dunking on the sitting president is one of the easiest things anyone can do. Everything they do is recorded. Everything they say is dissected. Everything in and out of context. It's very easy to make a sitting president look bad when they're not doing it themselves. And Lord help me, there were plenty of moments during Trump presidency that were meme worthy. Now, with Biden, it's hard to make fun of him because it's just so sad. Now, Logan Paul was at one point in time the most hated influencer on the internet. That in and of itself is no secret after the Japan stuff. Since then, eldest brother Paul is making a massive comeback. The former Viner became a professional boxer. I don't know if I'd call him a professional boxer. And has even touched glove with undefeated champ Floyd Money Mayweather. Again, in my opinion, in a scripted faux fight. Before all of this, though, Logan appeared on an episode of Jimmy Kimmel where he talked about everything from his growth as a YouTube star to losing 15% of his whatever. But 3 years later, Kimmel has some decidedly negative comments towards the influencer. Between Logan Paul and Donald Trump, boxing is once again the top source of income for the very worst people in the whole world. Logan Paul is apparently none too happy about the statement. The YouTuber brought up the issue during an episode of Impulsive podcast where he minced no words regarding his feeling on the subject. Quote, you effing a-hole, Jimmy Kimmel, Paul rage. Honestly, Jimmy, F you, bro. I'm not, no F that. How about you invite me on the show and have a cordial, friendly family relationship? And then a year and a half later, when, by the way, I'm doing very well, F you, Jimmy Kimmel. This is the lamest stuff to me, continued. It's so lame. Your writers were so lacking content and creativity that they had to do some lame Jake Paul or Logan Paul joke. Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately, if we look at, Jimmy Kimmel, okay, this is a man of endless terrible ratings. And you could see late night show ratings. Jimmy Kimmel Live ends Tonight Show's demo win run as ABC series scores the best rating in 7 months. Wow, that's great to see. Let's see. What kind of viewership did they pull in? I'm sure it's 10, 20 million maybe. It should be noted the Late Show continues to comfortably dominate in total viewers. Kimmel has cemented its number 2 position in total viewers this season, ahead of the Tonight Show for the first time. The ABC show leads NBC's show in total viewers with a whopping 1.75 million. To put that in perspective, that's essentially pathetically small. 1.75 million. And by the way, probably 500,000 of them are boomers who fell asleep with the TV on. Jimmy Kimmel is not exactly, funny. You have Greg Gutfeld on Fox rivaling these people's numbers. And you know what? It's probably about time. I don't care. I don't tune into late night shows because, quite frankly, they are just advertisements for whatever new Hollywood garbage is coming out that I don't want. But it's pretty obvious that, Kimmel and these people, they are afraid of kind of the new world content. The idea that this is comedy for the next 4 years is really going to hurt Jimmy Kimmel. As much as a lot of these people railed on Trump during his presidency, they became entirely dependent on him for their quote unquote comedy. Now that there's no Trump in office, they continue to talk about him obsessively, but it just doesn't hit the same. People are, I guess they're truly deranged, but this is the same guy, by the way, that laughed, Jimmy Kimmel mocks Floridians who have died of the coof, saying, all those orphaned ferrets, it's a shame. Of course, this is a man that gleefully laughs at others' sufferings because, it's Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy mocks Floridians who have died of the coof. Of 54,000 Americans who have died since the start of summer, almost 1 of 5 of them are in Florida, which, my God, all those orphaned ferrets, it's a shame. I didn't even know that the ferrets thing was a thing. This is a guy that cried on air over Cecil the Lion or whatever, ruined a man's life over something he doesn't even understand. You see Carol Markowitz saying Jimmy Kimmel is a terrible person, but at least he's also not at all funny. I don't really understand the dunking on dead people thing. Here's Dan Gaynor. They hate you and they want you dead. Gary Callahan. God, Kimmel is just awful. Here's Derek Hunter. Note how he picks, quote, since the start of summer for his numbers. If you choose that unit of measure, you control everything. He has to pick the start date. Otherwise, Democrats are the worst. Look, I don't think that people tune in to Jimmy Kimmel to be entertained. I think they tune in to Jimmy Kimmel because of confirmation bias, and they really, really want to be reminded constantly that they are good people and that they're making the right decisions and that other people are not making the right decisions and therefore are better morally. This is the same thing with Colbert. The guy used to be funny and now he's just a political hack. And you can see even here, Kimmel turns Florida passings into a punchline. This is via the Washington Examiner. In 2015, when Jimmy struggled to hold back tears as he informed viewers that Cecil the Lion was downed by a big game hunter. As it turns out, the late night host's supposed empathy and compassion extends only so far. They don't certainly extend to Floridians who have passed recently. Kimmel made light on Tuesday of recent Florida passings, turning tragedies across the Sunshine State into a punchline. Get it? Floridians are notoriously eccentric. Eccentric people usually own eccentric pets, which apparently includes ferrets. And now the Floridians are dead. The ferrets are orphans. Har, har, har. Yeah, Kimmel continues to be one of the worst pieces of garbage in media, and I'm going to take every opportunity to remind him of that. I hope Logan Paul does pay him a visit. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.